Welcome to Hello Dolly Nursery. We are shooting this video this morning so that you will have an introduction to Hello Dolly Nursery and will be a little interested perhaps in seeing more videos. We have the Bless the Children video also on this site, which is for the prevention of child abuse. I want to start just by showing you a little bit of the nursery and introducing you to some of the babies here. As you can see, this is a really beautiful pillow and it has our name on it, the Hello Dolly Nursery name. This is not a nursery for just reborn dolls, but it is a nursery for all dolls. I've loved dolls all my life, and most of these dolls I have had since I was a little child. And just to tell you, I'm 59, and so they've been around for a long time, some of them since I was a year old. And you'll have an introduction to the Reborns as well, that are the newer additions. I do not make reborn dolls. What I do is I provide a wonderful home for them, and I'm making videos with the Reborns that are in my personal collection, and Hello Dolly Nursery is my private collection for dolls and for Reborns. Also, we'll be starting a non-profit business or organization, I guess is what it should be called, and we're well on the way for that happening at a state and then at a federal level, where our baby dolls, play dolls, and reborn dolls will be given to certain organizations and individuals, and that will be free of cost to them. So we're starting this out today just to give you an idea of the nursery itself, the private nursery, to introduce you to the little residents here, and to give you kind of preempt what is going to be coming in the future. We'll have a couple box openings before too long, and you will see some of the babies that have recently come and already been opened. Now, if we start here, this is a birth certificate of a little baby who has come to us, and I want to thank all the help this morning so that we could do this, because I couldn't do this without them. So I'm very appreciative of all the help that I've had to prepare everything and for filming and pointing things out to you. This little baby was made by June Dunn, and we'll be meeting her. This is baby Haley, and she is an Andy sculpt. The designer was Linda Murray, and June Dunn was the reborn artist. I have two of June's babies and absolutely love them, because she gives me lots of good documentation that I need for my nursery book. Always there's a photograph of the baby's weight, everything that comes in. This came with the little Andy sculpt, so we know that this sculpt is an authentic Andy sculpt from Linda Murray. And so we're just real pleased to have all this to place into our documentation. I keep a nursery roll book on the reborn babies, and you can see I have a couple photographs here on the front. And then as we turn, I have my nursery costs. Very careful about keeping everything on every baby. Every birth certificate that comes in with a baby, and most of them do come with them. If they don't, I have to make them. But I furnish pictures if the pictures have not come with the baby, and usually there is some sort of a record of authenticity for the baby. Always when all of these babies have either come through private collectors who are selling their collection, or they have come through eBay auctions. Also, there are wonderful little care instructions for each baby. And so here is, this little baby was made by Sherry's Blessing. She was the reborn artist. I named this baby Eva Marie after both of my grandmothers. And then we get to, you can see we have from Karen Below Williams. This is a Diddy Jacobson Esme sculpt, and Karen Below Williams was the artist on it, and she always does a really beautiful job too, sends lots of lovely things with the baby, just like June does. I took a lot of personal photographs so that we can always identify. This baby is Baby Zoe, also named for a family member. Nita's Nursery is another one of my favorite Reborn artists, and Nita made me a darling little redhead baby girl who is a now my mind is going blank. She is called Sarah Laughs, and we call her Sarah. She's a ladybug sculpt by Donna Rubert, and I really love Donna's work and her sculpts. We have hair care that came in for Sarah. There were lots of extra things with her as well, and always Nita is so wonderful to send beautiful little clothes as well as June and Karen. And this little gal is another ladybug sculpt that you will meet, and she was reborn by Francine Leduce in Canada. So there are lots of babies listed here. This is my little, these are my two little Noah sculpts. This one I gave to a friend in New York, and she was so sweet because Tarina sent me some clothing, which I really needed, so we kind of had a baby clothing swap there. Also, this is the little Reva Schick Noah sculpt that I do still have, and I'm so blessed because she was also made by June Dunn. So as we go on, there are more birth certificates here. I provide the photos again if they don't come with those, and I make certain that each baby is well documented. If I ever had to sell a baby here, a reborn baby, then I have full documentation to send to any buyer. And so I think that's really, really important. And so I always just keep this this little nursery book, this little nursery roll book, and add in what needs to be added in. And I do have this information that will need to be added on the little Andy sculpt that came from June. Wanted you to see also, the nursery is just not for dolls to sit here. The nursery is for people to come who are very stressed, and many times they will come, they'll be close to tears from problems they're having in their lives, and they want to come and sit in the nursery and listen to music. And so I have Heavenly Lullabies. That is one of the types of lullaby that I play for them. They can sit here in the nursery rocker, and they can choose any reborn that they would like to hold and cuddle, and it seems to help them quite a lot. As we move over here, I want you to see we do have a lot of stuffed animals here, and as we move further, closer, I want you to see this little nursery corner. Now in this corner you see some dresses. These are fairly new to me actually. Either they came with babies, with reborn babies, or they were given to me, or I was able to get to a thrift shop before they went out of business, and I picked up a whole lot of stuff just very recently from them, and have some nice clothes now for the babies, which I was really lacking there for a while. Tarina really helped me on that to get started. This little corner now, I have a little granddaughter and a grandson. This is a play corner for them. We have a big stuffed animal here, and he also, we use him for posing reborns as well. And you can lay a blanket over him, or you can just use him the way that he is. There are dolls here on top that I've had for many, many years, and would like to point out how really precious they are. This little one right here was my mother. She is a wooden baby, and she is not jointed except at the arms and the legs, nothing on the elbows or the knees, but she's from a long, long time ago. this little gal is a bride doll. I had her since I was about 6 years of age. This little gal is new. She comes from Albania. I have a dear friend who lived in Albania and is Albanian, and asked her to pick up a baby for me. This little gal was given to me by my aunts, and they went to Germany and found her. So you can see the full sweep of babies. Here's a Tiny Tears. Here's one of the first prototypes of a good baby doll, and I got her at a doll shop when I was 7 years of age. Now this little doll is so precious, and her name is Linda, and the moment that I walked into the doll shop, I realized that I wanted to do something with dolls, either have my own shop and sell dolls or give them to people. So that started very early in life for me. You can see there are lots of books here too. So when children come over, they can play in this corner of the nursery. And we have down here, I want to make an introduction here. This is Graham, and he is a Lee Middleton play doll. And so children who come over can play with him. This is Santa Baby, and I've had her since I was a year old. And she is a rag doll. As we move up, you can see, of course, Peter Rabbit here on the wall. And as we move a little bit closer over here, we have this beautiful little baby Zoe, who is a Diddy Jacobson Esme sculpt, and this is the one that Karen Below Williams reborned for me, and she is just adorable. Her little feet, you can see the spread of her little toes, and beautiful little hands. She's holding on to her headband right now to remind me that I need to put that on, but you can see how precious and how beautiful she is. Beautiful rooting as well on her hair, and she's just a beautiful little baby girl, and lots of people are very drawn to her as well. I try also to keep vintage clothing around. This was my mother's little jacket when she was a baby, and so it's kind of got some holes in it now, but I love to show the vintage clothing as well as the other. Moving over here, I want you to see that on the wall we have actually put the nursery name, and these are little wooden letters that I was able to get here in town, and I had friends come and put those up. And in the crib, if we can get kind of a shot that's further back, we can see the crib so that we can see the letters maybe above it, and you can tell that we're going to meet some of these little babies so that you have a little information on them too.